Hello, welcome. Today we want to see how you can simply record information in MS Access table, and that information you want to access it by showing it on the form, and the final outcome should be calculated data. For example, you could be collecting school fees and you want to have a simple MS Access form which you can search for a student admission number and be able to see how this student has been paying fees, what is the total paid, and what is the balance. That is a very simple thing to do in MS Access. I'm going to take you through that procedure step by step. I'm going to assume that you are new to MS Access. Every basic information I will be able to show you so that you can appreciate how simple it is. Let's go ahead. Start MS Access. Choose blank desktop database by a single click. Then you give the name of the database. I could write here maybe school DB. DB means database. Then you can choose where you want to save it. Now we will go ahead and design the table for receiving the data about the school fees. I will go to view and choose design. Then it will ask me for the table name. I can just call it fees. Okay. Then I want to design the columns for the table. So I'm going to start with the first column for that table. Should be able to contain admission number of a student. And this one I want it to be short text because I'm going to include some letter M in the admission number. Then we can have names of the student, total fees. This should be number. If it is, for example, term 1, maybe we have January, I'm expecting the parents to be paying on installment. February, and maybe the term will end in March. So beyond March, I don't expect any balances. Just like that. Ensure this one is primary key so that we don't have any repeated admission numbers. We want to have one record or one row for each student. We don't want repetition. So if you make it primary key, if you remove primary key, duplicates will be allowed in this column. But I don't want that. That is why it is a primary key. I'm going to save the changes and I'm going to click home and just switch to datasheet view now to show me how the table looks. You can see how the table looks here. So let us just populate this table very fast. So I'm going to have the first student there. These ones can be squeezed further. Just point when you see double arrows, you just squeeze them like that. Here I have Bob, Charles. Each student is expected to pay $2,500. This one paid February 200 and March 200. Then the second student, you can even point and expand these rows if they are very tight. We have Grigory. Grigory is expected to pay $2,500 at the end of the term. The sixth student, Omura, expected to pay 2,500, paid 800, 500, and 700. So this table can be as big as you want it, because in a real school you will probably find, for example, in grade 7 there are 100 or 200 students. So it can be big, but this is just for the sake of showing you how to handle this information. So this table, I'm going to save it and close it. And you can see it here. You can open it anytime. The next thing I want to do is to make a query to be able to calculate for me the total paid by each student and also the fee balance each student remains with. So I will simply come to create and click query design. Now I will select this table, fees, and click add and close this box. So make sure this thing is expanded properly so that you see all the columns in the table. Then go ahead and double click the columns you want. I want all of them, so I will double click and they are being arranged here. You can hide this bar and you can also show it back like that whenever you need it again. So let us hide it. So looking at my query, you can see here, if I run this query, it will show me exactly the information in the table. So let me, in the under design, let me click run. Now you can see it is showing me every information which is in the table, but it doesn't show calculation. I want to go back to the design and I want to calculate now the total from January, Feb, and March here. So I will zoom this cell and I'll give this column a name, just like these ones have names like February, March. Those are column titles. I want this one to write total paid. Then I will put colon to separate the name of the column and the calculation which I want to do. So for my calculation, I want to take January, Feb, and March. So I'll just write there January, no spelling mistakes. You can put spaces or you may not put, it will still calculate. So I'm simply adding column January plus February plus March. And the first part is the name of the column, and the name of the column is separated from the calculation using this colon. So I'll click OK. So when I run it here under design, when I run, you can see the total payments. From here, if you add this 1,500 plus 500, you get 2,000. You can see it is correct. So I will go back to the design view, and now I want to take the total fees expected to be paid minus the total paid. So I will just zoom again this cell, and this time I'm going to give this balance, this column, the name balance, and put colon. So I'll pick total fees minus total paid, like that. Then you click OK. So when I run my query, you can see it is now even giving me the balance. This student completed the fees. These other ones have balances. Patel paid in advance until term 2. So this is the information I want to show on the form. So what I'm going to do is to save this query and maybe give it the name fees calculation. Okay. So when I click here, you can see I have a query called fees calculation, and I have a table. I will now go to my create, then choose form design. I will just choose form wizard. I think this one is easy to use. So form wizard, then I choose here the query called fees calculation. Yeah, then click the double arrows to carry all the fields, then next, and finally the title of the form should be fees paid. I want it to be fees paid per student. Okay, when I finish, I get my form. So I want to do more modifications to this. So I will switch here to layout view and squeeze some of these things. Like that one can be squeezed. This one, squeeze it. Even that one, I want to squeeze it nicely. I want this to be stretched a bit, and even this one. Let's arrange it to look more attractive. And even this one. Then I want to press Ctrl and select all these ones, Control down. I want to move them up together, so they have to be selected, all of them. Then I'm using the up arrow on the keyboard to shift them up. These ones are very long, squeeze them, and this one, squeeze it. Then select this and this, move it up a bit with the arrow keys. I think now it looks great. So I want to remove this record selector, and I want to squeeze the whole form also a bit. So I will go ahead and choose here design. After choosing design, I will stretch this a bit. Then I don't want even this one, stretch it a bit. I don't want the form to be editable, so that when the user clicks this text box, the user should not be able to edit the information on the form. So I will come here in the design. There is a properties button here. You just click it. Then you select your text box which you want to lock it. So you click data and change this to yes. Name also yes. Total fees yes. January yes, locked. February yes. March yes. Total paid yes. Balance yes. Okay, so let me save the changes. Click here and choose form view to see how it looks. So you can see my form, I cannot edit it. Even if I click and try to delete anything, it is not editable, and that is what I wanted. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I don't want it to be scrollable like this, so I want to make it small, and also I want this title to start somehow in the middle here. So I will still go to my home and choose layout. Okay, this properties table, now I can have it closed. So I will just use the arrow keys to move this in the layout. Okay, then the next thing I want to do is to utilize this space here. I want to squeeze these items to be near the label, so I will press Ctrl and select all of them in the layout view and move them with the arrow keys. Yeah, like that. Even this one, click it, move it with the arrow keys to the left. Then let me go back to design, form design. Now in the form design, I want to squeeze that, and also stretch this edge down to show everything. I don't want the scroll bar to appear on the form. This one you can lift it up here and point at the edge and stretch it. Even this one, I don't want it to appear here. Point at the edge and squeeze. Yeah, like that. And let me save and see how it looks. go to home, form view. You can see still the scroll bar appears, and I don't want it, so I will go back to the design view and stretch this edge. This title, let me reduce the font also to maybe 14 or 16 and make them bold black. So I want to get more space. There is a box here, so I want you have to squeeze that box, then pick this edge. I think now it is okay. Now it should be okay. Let me see it now. Form view. Now it is great. Okay. But I can see there is a lot of space here, so let me reduce that space as well. Go to design and select all of this with the controller down. Then squeeze this bottom. Let me see how it looks. Form view. It's fine. Next, I want to remove this record selector. This one, I don't want it there. So I will just go to home and choose design. Then in the design here, I look for properties sheet and make sure this form is selected here. Here, the form, click here, this corner to have the form selected. Then in the format, look for record selector. Say no. And I don't want this maximize button for the form. So in the, I think it is here, in the min max button, here you say none. Min max button, say none. So click save, go to home, and let's see how it looks. Yeah, now the form looks okay. So now this is what we are going to do. If I want student number S004, I will just come to the search box and type S004, and you can see the student is selected, and you can check the total fees expected and how they were able to pay fees and the balance. Okay, the balance is 500 and total paid is 2000 so far. I can even use this next button. If you are looking for admission numbers which are adjacent to each other, you can also move with the next or back, and each time you click about a certain information about a student, you are able to see even the calculations like total paid and the balance remaining to be paid. That is how simple it is to design a form which will show you the calculations of what you want. I've noticed here we have this box is accepting multiple lines. So I will go back to the design. And just click this text box. You go and look for the property called scroll bars and just say none. Even this one, you just select scroll bars and say none, so that they don't show those scroll bars. Go back to the form view. Now you can see our form doesn't show the scroll bars. So this is how simple it is. Anytime a student comes, you will ask what is your admission number, then maybe S004. Immediately you search here, it updates automatically here, and the information is populated. You can see this student has a balance. That is how simple it is to calculate data in MS Access table and show the information of the calculation on the form. Go ahead and subscribe if you are not a member. And if you've been a member, great thanks for supporting this channel, and be prepared for the next video, which I will post soon. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this. See you in the next video. Bye bye.